Has anybody been thinking about this recent hostage deal between Israel and Hamas, the talks of a two-state solution, and this call for peace? What we need to start thinking about is how this fits in prophetically with the Daniel 9:27 covenant. I want to play a video clip here for you from Brandon House Live with Dr. Lindstedt, and they bring up some really good points as far as could this present situation between Hamas and Israel create more of like a desperate situation for the foundation to be laid for the Antichrist covenant, which will start the tribulation period. We need to start thinking about how this could potentially play into a formation of a covenant or the many so-called peace covenants that have been made by U.S. presidents over the years, and what Donald Trump is currently doing to reorganize the Middle East and try to get this peace deal done. Now, before I play this clip, I just want to say that there is going to be no such thing as real peace in the Middle East until the Prince of Peace comes in the second coming. There will be a false peace for 3.5 years, which the Antichrist will confirm, but we know that will be broken at the midpoint of the tribulation.
What is going to happen if you don't have a two-state solution? What is going to happen, Dr. Lindstedt? Do the people do they let some of them live in Gaza that are going to behave themselves? Like they've been doing? What do you think happens? And we'll get a response from Aaron.
I think that means that the war will continue because it says, okay, we're not settled. You see, they knew that they were losing the war. Israel was winning the war. And so that's why there was a rush to, okay, let's make a deal. We're ready to make a deal. And when they said, okay, we can possibly get a ceasefire, they said, wow, what a relief. Maybe Israel's willing to quit pounding us. But I think if Israel will go back and say, you know what, you're changing the rules on the hostages. You're not going to agree to, we resume the clearing out the terrorists. You want a two-state solution. So we don't have a deal yet. That's why this peace treaty, eventually that will come. It's not yet. This is a ceasefire. It's not even the peace treaty. But we've named these roadblocks. And so it's going to mean that there's going to be some people that are going to change. It might be the new ambassador to Israel's got to change because these are pivotal points. And this is why it's so hard. And this is exactly the point that we were making last night and tonight. What an opening for an Antichrist. Because when this thing is a stalemate, when this thing is not working, now you have to have something come in and strengthen it. You have to have something come in and confirm it, make it work. And now he's going to be able to make both sides happy. Right now, there's no one that can make both sides happy. They're trying, but no one can make both sides happy. It's going to take someone beyond what we've got right now. So that's why I think this opens the door for exactly what the Bible says, that there's going to take a major world event. I think we're being set up for that. I think people want peace. You can imagine if you were a parent that had a child that was a hostage, that was kidnapped. I know I would want, let's do whatever we can do. I want to get my child back. I want to get my grandchild back. So there's pressure being put on them to get the hostages out. There's pressure put on them, finish the job. There's pressure. We don't want a two-state. Everyone's bringing pressure. And I read the news of what's going on in Doha. I look at Lebanon. I just talked to a man from Syria today. And it was shocking because I said, how about your family? He says, I'm going to tell you the truth. He said, my family's the best it's been in 50 years. He said, that's how bad the regime was. So he said, they can't say that. He said, I can tell you that, but he said, they can't say that because they're still afraid of persecution, and they're afraid of what's going to take place is that maybe in negotiations, Israel's going to draw back. He hopes Israel, he's a Syrian, he hopes Israel keeps the Golan Heights, keeps the neutral zone, and makes it so it's impossible for that regime to continue at all. So there's so many things taking place, under the desk that's hard to know how this is going to end up. But we know this: every step seems to bring it closer to what the Bible says.
And that is?
Well, a peace treaty is wanted by the world. Peace treaty is wanted by all the individuals. Eventually, they get a treaty. It can't work. So now we have the Superman come in, the Antichrist come in.
Because the
He
word
tricks-
seems to be that he just strengthens or confirms a treaty already, or treaties already on the table. The Oslo Accords, all these other Camp David Accords, or he can just, the Abraham Accords. He can take that, add it to the stack and confirm them.
Yep. Somehow he's going to have right now, I have names of people that are negotiating both with Israel and with the Arab countries. So there are potential people. I don't know who they are. The Bible says they're a little toe. That's why I don't think it's Donald Trump. Today, I had so many people say, is it Donald Trump? I said, no, I don't think it is, because you wouldn't call him a little toe. Donald Trump's a big toe in the United States. He's a big toe in the world politics. I think he's doing all he can do. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, say I think he's doing it for good. But when the Antichrist comes, he's doing it because he knows he can deceive both sides. He's going to deceive both sides, and he's going to deceive people so bad that after 3.5 years, he says, okay, I changed my mind. I know what I promised, but I changed my mind. And that's when the Bible says in Ezekiel 38:39, Russia has an evil thought.